And hello! Welcome to the show. It is Thursday, April 7th, 2022. No, it's not April, is it?
It's April.
It's April. Oh my goodness. It really is April. Holy mackerel. Just kind of feels like the year is going by very, very quickly so far. Anyway, hello, Zach.
Hello.
What's new with you?
Nothing really.
I have news.
Really?
I did a thing. A big thing.
I did things too, but...
No, I did a big thing.
Okay, like what? Whoa, what is that? What is that? What is that, Nissan? Does that say Nissan?
It does say Nissan.
Alright.
I did
What'd you get?
I did a thing.
What'd you get?
So, as you'll remember, I had a truck before, right?
You did.
And
you rather liked that truck, but hated how it performed in snow.
I rather did like that truck, and it does really still do well, or horrible in the snow.
You haven't sold it.
No.
Okay.
So, we kept the truck. Mostly because the dealership wasn't going to give me that much for it. And we felt that either A, we could sell it privately and get a lot more for it, or B, honestly, when we looked at everything in terms of insurance and registration, it really wasn't going to be all that much extra to keep it.
I mean, what was it valued at, if you want to share?
15?
Oh, yeah, that's really not very much.
No.
I mean, how old was it? It was pretty old, right?
It's almost 20 years old.
Yeah, okay.
It's still a decent vehicle. Obviously, it's 20 years old, right?
Yeah, but it's the kind of vehicle for somebody who just needs four wheels and an engine and a working AC.
The AC doesn't work super well. Honestly, the reason we decided to keep
Does it blow cold air?
Not really.
Uh-oh.
Here's the thing, though. So this
Well,
actually...
Fine. Look, we gotta make some sacrifices then. We need four wheels and an engine, and we can live without working AC if it has a truck bed.
Basically, yes. And this is kind of the way we saw it, is that, honestly, my mom uses it more for the truck functionality of it than I ever did. And so we all kind of collectively, made a decision, myself, my mom, my aunt, who doesn't drive, by the way, but she has space for where we can put this vehicle. Right? My truck. So we're going to store it at her house, basically, and it's just going to be a second vehicle that is around if we need something, or need the functionality of what a truck offers. So yeah, so we decided to keep it.
Then what'd you get?
So, I bought and by the way, that truck was a Nissan. It was a Nissan, 2004 Nissan Frontier. So, I stuck with Nissan. So what did I pick up, Zach? Let me see if I can hit the right buttons here.
New, used.
We'll get into that.
Alright.
Oh, come on. Oh. It's one of those stupid ones where you have to... I don't use my laptop a ton, and so I forgot what buttons I needed to push to make the screen full screen on it. So, if you're looking at your video... No, I definitely did not get a truck.
Not a truck? What is that?
That is a crossover.
I thought you wanted a truck.
Okay, so we'll get into that in a second. This is the Nissan Kicks right here.
Okay.
The Nissan Kicks.
What's it do for you? Why'd you get it?
Right. So, why did I decide to go with a crossover over a truck? Well, for a few reasons. One, and let's back up here. As I go through these, you'll understand why I decided to pick this up. So, the first thing is that I have my heart set on a truck, another truck. I really wanted another truck.
Mm-hmm.
Because I already have one, right? Trucks are expensive right now.
Yes. I mean, so is anything with four wheels.
A 2015, because that was kind of the model year that I was looking at for trucks, right? Like a 2015 Chevy Silverado. I was looking at those. They're starting around 30,000-40,000 used.
15? What?
Huh?
Holy crap. That is madness.
You also have to remember it's almost 20 years old, right? And not in the super greatest shape. But anyway.
No, but 40,000 for a truck that's how old? 2015?
Okay, you also have to remember that is a full-size truck too, right? A Silverado, right? Full-size trucks.
I mean, what does that cost new? What did that cost new at that time?
40 or 50 maybe.
That just seems absolutely.
Trucks for the most part do hold their value. Yeah, now you kind of understand why I decided to keep my vehicle, my old vehicle. Right?
I guess. Not really, but well, whatever. I mean, yeah, I do, but not for that reason.
Well, okay, so, right?
So it was old enough that it had still lost most of its value.
True. But looking at that pricing, right, for, sure, you're like $30,000-$40,000 range,
price
right?
Gets you a new whatever other kind of vehicle with four wheels you want.
So that plays a factor here.
That's a big factor.
Plays a factor here.
You need a truck, rent a truck.
Plays a factor here.
How often would you need a truck? To rent a truck, fine. And then
or you have one that you bought that you don't get rid of.
Well, yeah, that too. Yeah, you don't even have to rent a truck now.
Exactly.
Yeah, that was the smart play.
So, and that's part of the reason why we decided to keep the truck was because, like, yeah, we know it's older, but, like, if it's just going to be a secondary vehicle for hauling stuff around, one, it's old, so if it gets dinged up, who cares? Two, it's still got a truck bed, so it serves the functionality of a truck for hauling stuff, right? Which, honestly, I didn't do a ton of. I think, wanted a truck just because a lot of people in this area have them, and, like, the utility of having a truck more than anything, honestly.
Yeah, nah, screw that.
Right?
I don't care if I'm the only person in town without a truck. Doesn't matter to me. So,
yeah, it was more the utility of having a truck that was the reason why I wanted to get another truck. But as I thought about it, right? And actually where this idea came from of going to something more like a crossover was that my manager at work had come back from one of our other locations with like 9 servers that they had pulled out of the data center there, and we're replacing them with new equipment. And I was kind of thinking to myself, I was like, honestly, there's a decent enough room in something like a crossover. He's got like a Subaru Forester or something like that, right? There's a decent enough room in them that I could make that work, right? And then I also started thinking, I was like, well, it's not a truck, so my money's going to go further. And even new trucks these days, like brand new trucks, right? They're not all that super fuel efficient, which if you've seen the price of gas right now.
Yes, I drive a car. I know
not
how
cheap.
It goes.
So all those factors were kind of making me lean towards a car, right? Or a crossover, like more like an SUV like this is, right? I'd say this is more of a crossover than an SUV. But I went to the dealership to just kind of go start looking, right? Stopped by the Nissan dealership. The guy came out and greeted me. The dealership was great, by the way. I had gone to some other dealerships, and, it was kind of like, it was very much that dealership feel. And then I went to the Nissan dealership, and...
What does that dealership feel?
Just kind of like, hi, you're here, let's get you in and out and get you spending money.
Okay. I haven't been to a dealership in a minute. The only time I've been to a dealership as a potential customer was when they had a car I wanted to test drive. Although I wasn't planning to buy it from them anyway. It was farther away. The one that I was interested in was farther away. But I didn't want to drive an hour just to test it. So I just booked a test drive with a close by dealership that had the same kind of car.
Yep.
I just wanted to see if I liked it. I ended up not buying it. And their price was terrible. Ugh. They sent me a whole bunch of crap in the mail about why I should buy it. I'm like, no.
So the dealership that I went to, was, I'm not going to say which dealership it was. I mean, you can probably figure it out if you watch the shows enough and things like that. But anyway, no. So I decided to just stop at the dealership. And I had gone there for some service stuff on my truck once or twice and had a decent experience. And so anyway, the guy greets me at the door, which is usually typical for dealerships, although maybe not so much anymore with the way the world is. But anyway, guy greets me at the door, welcomes me in, very, very friendly. I kind of tell him, you know, this is what I currently have. I'm looking for something new. This is kind of what I'm thinking. And he shows me the kicks, right? And then he shows me the price, which was, I think, like, I don't even remember, like 20, and you'll understand why I don't remember what the exact price was in a moment, because we did some other things when I bought it, but I think the price was like 28 or something like that. Oh, did I mention the model year that I got is a 2022?
No. Mentioned it was new.
I actually didn't mention that. I said we get into it.
Really? Okay.
So, yes.
Oh, looks new. The thumbnail looks new. So, you know what? I'm going with new.
Right, because I pulled up a 2022 model here. So, 2022 Nissan Kicks for like 28. Not to mention that the model I got was the fully kitted out model. Like, the top spec one that you can get. And I kind of heard that price and I was like, yeah, I've been looking at trucks that I can't get for that price and all the features that are in this. And that's used, right? This was brand new. So it was really the price that did it for me. And then I took it for a test drive, and obviously, I mean, going from a 2004 up to a 2022 brand new vehicle, like, you know, I did test drive a 2019 Chevy Trax that they had at the dealership, and the 2022 models were about the same price as the Kicks, but they haven't really made many changes, and so the 2019 that I drove, I just wasn't, like, I wasn't super impressed with it. I didn't like it as much as I liked the Kicks, for a lot of reasons. So, anyway, I picked this up on Monday. I got it home. It had 62 miles on it, Zach.
Not very many.
That's it.
When I got my car, it had about 82,000 miles on it. So, you know, no difference.
So what did you get? What did you end up buying?
I have a 2015 Fusion, but I've had that for a year and a half now.
Ford Fusion, okay. Didn't you have a Honda at one point in time?
I had an Insight. 2010.
So,
I like the Fusion a lot more, I have to say. Although I'm not buying anything new until I can get something, and by new I mean new to me. I don't have an aversion to used cars. I don't care.
I didn't either.
If it's nice, I'll drive it.
I didn't have an aversion to a used vehicle either, but when I heard the price of this, and it was pretty much, I mean, it was in my budget. So when I heard the price of this and the fact that it was, you know, 2022, brand new, I was like, why the heck not?
I won't get another vehicle until I can get a plug-in hybrid or a fully electric car.
I won't get another vehicle for a while. With it being a 2022, it's going to last me a while. Oh,
personally, in the current year, I wouldn't have got something that was only gas powered.
Yeah, I mean, there's some debate there, I guess. This gets good gas mileage compared to my truck.
See, here's the thing. I drove once a loaner car that was the same as mine, but it was a hybrid, right? And it had, and at certain speeds would it would function only on electric power.
Sure.
And oh my god, it was so smooth. Oh, it was like floating on clouds in comparison.
Yeah, so I don't know. How do I get out of this? There we go. Cool. Yeah, I don't know. I think I probably could have looked at cars more, but for a brand new car, right? For that price, there's just nothing really else.
Trash about your decision.
No, there's just nothing else there's nothing else out there. And the other reason that I was looking at getting a new vehicle anyway was because with some changes in personnel at my my entity, it's me and another guy that are basically like in my department, within the IT department, that is. So like there's the IT department and then we have our separate departments, right? And then our manager, right? And so I wanted the ability to go to our other location, which is a couple 100 miles away, kind of at the drop of a hat, basically, and have a reliable...
I don't know why you'd want to do that.
Because I actually like my coworkers.
But you want to drive a couple 100 miles for no reason? Are you getting paid to do that at least?
Yeah.
A lot of money?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I get mileage, and they will actually pay me to and from. So I'm getting paid to drive. But I want to at least go to that location at least once a quarter. Just to have a presence there and to help out there if my counterpart needs anything. But then, like, also, you know, there are going to be instances where I just need to go down there. I'm going to need to go down next month because we are onboarding like 30-some interns, all in one day. So,
I will wish you good luck on that. That sounds dreadful.
You have such aversion to people. I don't.
No, but just onboarding 30 people, even if you're a people person, like, come on, you're gonna get tired of that.
No, because we're gonna
my printer. How do I open a PDF? It's just gonna be constant barrage of questions that are just beyond stupid.
They'll be fine.
Nope.
They'll be fine. Nope. Who prints anyways?
Yeah, I know. Printing and faxing is like just straight up boomer technology right there.
Oh gosh, I should go pull the picture. I've got a funny picture for you. I might have... Did I share that picture with you?
Was it of... I don't know.
Oh gosh, we really wanted to play an April Fool's prank on people.
Mm-hmm. Did you put printers on all their desks?
No, we didn't end up getting around to it.
Okay. Because that'd be a funny prank. I mean, just the existence of a printer ought to make somebody kind of angry, you know?
Let me see if I can... let me move a file around real quick here. Yeah, no. So that's my big news is, yeah, I bought a car. Or committed to buying a car, that is, I guess.
But yeah, that's the other thing I don't want to do is... So, I mean, obviously, like I said, there are electric cars already, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But I want one that I can afford to buy up front. I'm not doing that payment crap. I hate that.
So, I mean, I don't mind having a payment every month.
Nah, I do. I hate that. I don't like driving something borrowed.
Oops, I didn't mean to hit that button. I don't know. It's kind of a thing. So,
driving a bank's car, screw that.
We have Macs in our environment, and we also have a lot of security in our environment. And so the way that our printing works is in the Windows environment, you print something to a virtual printer, and then you walk up to any printer that, well, not any printer, you walk up to, we have two large copier machines in either location, and yep, you scan your badge, it releases your print job. So we have Mac users, and we have a marketing intern that I guess asked how to print, or somebody in the marketing department asked how to print from their Mac, which we didn't have set up in our environment, right? So my counterpart...
you dirty Mac loser, you don't get a print.
My counterpart happened to be down on April 1st, which is April Fool's Day. And this would have been hilarious if we had actually done it, which would have been publishing a company-wide blog post on how to print from your Mac. Here you go, Zach.
Ooh, nice. Nice.
We thought that was pretty funny. I figured you would appreciate that.
Two things that are just the worst, okay? We got a printer and we got a Mac all together. Together, having a good time. Yeah,
so, anyway. But yeah. So, the other...
Actually, I hate Macs far less than I hate printers. I will say that.
So, the other reason that I chose to, the other reason I can't tell you exactly how much that car was because I spent an extra, like, $3,000 or so, at the dealership to add a full lifetime warranty on that vehicle, bumper to bumper. Which basically means that I never really have to worry about anything ever breaking on that car.
That's pretty whack. Wow. Is that normal?
I don't know.
A warranty of that sort? I mean, something is going to go wrong with it eventually, right? I mean, it's just a matter of time.
So, it's got
complicated.
Exactly. And here was the thing. With everything that car includes, all the electronics, all the features, all of it, oh yeah, I knew something at some point is going to break, especially because I intend to fully keep that car for years, right? For years. I'll probably end up driving that thing into the ground.
Or until gas gets so expensive that it makes you want to vomit every time you see the price.
That could be. I don't know. They filled it up at the dealership on Monday. I've still got like 200 some miles left on it. I think I actually have over 200 miles on it.
I'm sure it's light years ahead of your old vehicle efficiency.
Yeah, it is.
It probably is better than mine too, and it's bigger than mine too. I think it's like 24, 25.
Yeah, so the vehicle looks really small from the outside, but actually when you open up the doors and everything, it's actually got some decent space in there. You could fit somebody like 6 feet tall in the back, and they'd have plenty of room. Especially with the seats being pulled up a little bit. The front seats being pulled up a little bit. So, anyway. No, I knew at some point something was going to go wrong. I've seen plenty of cars at my previous job, where we would, go out, try to remote start them, and the remote start wouldn't work. Right?
And there's no catch to that. Nothing. Like, if anything goes wrong that's not your fault, they'll fix it.
Yep, pretty much. It doesn't cover normal wear and tear stuff.
Wait, what? Isn't that the point, though?
No, no. So it doesn't cover like things like wheels, so I still have to buy tires, I still have to do brakes, things like that, right?
Oh, I see, okay.
So
by wear and tear stuff, you mean things that are expected to wear down.
Right, things that are expected,
than,
yeah.
Let's say your transmission goes oopsie because of wear and tear, because it's been used for 100,000 miles or whatever.
So the powertrain is covered. The powertrain on that vehicle would have been covered regardless of whether or not I decided to add this extended warranty. So they gave me this booklet here.
I'm not enough of a expert on cars to know if
I'm not either.
A good idea, but
so they gave me this booklet here, right? Or this,
I'm gonna go with it.
Pamphlet.
Sounds okay.
With everything that is covered. This is what's included in your Pro Certified Lifetime Limited Warranty. Although this doesn't seem super limited. Things like ball joints, coil springs,
whatever those things are.
Bolts, brushings.
I don't know anything about cars.
The ABS brake system, the AC compressor. The AC.
That's all I know about cars.
The AC compressor coil, AC compression mounting brackets, AC mufflers. Some of these things I didn't even know. Ducts, evaporator, amplifiers, cruise control assembly, electronic climate control head, metal fuel lines, throttle body, airflow meter, airflow meter, like airflow meters like fail on cars all the time. Let's see, keyless entry module, power antenna motor, the horn, anti-theft system components, Bluetooth connectivity. Like, I mean, yeah, basically bumper to bumper. Airbag modules, axle stuff.
Oh man, you just reminded me I gotta take mine in for a recall again. This is the second time since I've had it. I gotta get a recall fixed. At least it's free, but like, come on.
Door hinges.
Why does it seem like, every single car seems to just have a recall issued on it, on something?
I think probably because everything... I think probably because everything is made so cheaply these days. Quality control has gone way down. Probably. Or there's more regulations now than there ever were before. But, yeah. Anyway, no, basically if something breaks on my car, I just go take it back to the dealership and say, hey, it broke. They're like, cool, awesome, we'll fix it. So, did I spend a little bit more on it? Yes, I did.
I would have eyed that warranty. I mean, it sounds like an okay idea, but I would have eyed that warranty with great suspicion before purchasing it.
I don't know. As long as I decide to keep... Excuse me.
For how long is your planning?
For how long I plan to keep that vehicle, I'm just going to keep it. I thought it was worth it.
No, I'm not knocking your choice. Don't worry.
So yeah, no. We'll see what happens when it comes time for me to fix something, because it will at some point. But the way that this makes it sound and the way that they said it, yeah, basically you don't really worry about anything.
Well, for being new, it better not have anything wrong with it for a while.
Right. But the other thing is let's say I do decide to trade that in at some point, right? If I take it back to that dealership and I tell them, hey, I've got a lifetime warranty on it, they're probably going to give me more money for it. And the reasoning is, and this is what they told me, is, well, there shouldn't be anything wrong with it because it wouldn't have cost me anything out of pocket to fix it, probably. So why wouldn't I keep it up? You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
So... yeah. But no, like, I've had to do, like, ball joints and axles and other things like that on, because that was my question. I know ball joints, right? Everyone, this is what the sales manager told me. He's like, everyone knows ball joints wear out, right? But they're included as a item that is, at least according to the warranty, quote unquote, not supposed to wear out, basically.
I don't even know what a ball joint is.
Something to do with your wheels or something like that. I don't know either. Anyway, so here's the other reason I'm glad that we kept the
vroom. Gas pedal go vroom, car go forward.
Here's the other reason I'm glad that we decided to keep my truck, is because it is on the older side and it does need some work, and it gives me a good opportunity to have a project car at this point now. Without
work on a car? Woof. Okay.
I've got plenty of resources around me. And the thing about this is that if I'm in the middle of a project on it or something like that, right? Where I need a part or something like that or whatever, it doesn't matter. It can sit for a while. It's not like it's my daily driver car. So, anyway. No, the other thing I had to go into the office today for was we purchased a bunch of new equipment a while back, and we started racking a lot of it today. So we are replacing our entire data center, which has mostly been moved to like cloud services anyway. So really all we have on site is like an older product that we're still supporting, that I think is supposed to be moved to cloud at some point. And then pretty much all of our on-site servers and stuff. So we bought 2 servers and a small SAN, and that is pretty much going to be our infrastructure. We're going to decommission everything in our data center, is my understanding. So yeah. So I was helping
hauling servers around doesn't sound like my idea of a good time. I will say that.
I didn't have to rack them. I was mostly.
Oh, thank God! Screw that. That sounds awful.
We racked. Me and somebody else racked a KVM today. So that's the only thing that we really had to rack. That was an experience because I've never actually played with like server racks ever before. So
I have a little bit. It wasn't the best. Didn't have a great time. Maybe they weren't quality rails. I don't know, but whatever.
The rails that we had. So I did help put the rails on for the 2 servers like a couple weeks ago, and they were so simple. They literally just snapped right into the rack. That was it. And you just kind of lower the server onto it, and you're good to go. So that was really awesome. I'm led to believe that they're starting to do that with like server rails these days. So, yeah. So we mounted the KVM. I didn't realize. So the guy hands me like 4 cage nuts, right? And I start putting them on. Yeah, I'm trying to screw the back of the KVM in, and I had the cage nuts backwards.
Oops.
In my defense, I've never played with cage nuts ever before, so he just kind of handed them to me, and I was like, okay, cool, awesome. But yeah, so that was the thing we did today. And then I did a bunch of networking for all that stuff, so because we had to get all the networking set up. So yeah. Anyway, cool. I should ask you what cool. What year did you say yours is? 2015?
15, yeah.
Ford Fusion?
Mm-hmm.
I gotta refresh my Ford Fusion. Oh, yes. I think you have the same. I don't know what year Joe's is, but I think Joe also has a Ford Fusion.
Oh, really? They're so common. I see tons of them, so I mean, I wouldn't be surprised.
What color is yours?
Well, I recently had my one of my twice-a-year washes and revealed that it was in fact bronze underneath all that dirt. So yeah, it's bronze.
Bronze Fire is what they call it.
Oh yeah, whatever, the marketing name, I guess. I was able to find a rare example of an all-wheel drive model for the wonderful snow in wonderful Minnesota.
So mine is not 4-wheel drive. Or
all-wheel
drive.
That SUV-looking thing is not...
No.
Whack!
It's a budget vehicle.
I mean, a budget vehicle with all the options, you said.
Yeah, so they still don't offer that style. They don't offer the kicks with all-wheel drive.
That's bonkers.
I think it's going to be okay.
I'm sure it is.
I
I've heard that it's not such a problem these days, or it's not such a necessity these days anymore because of things like traction control. And I don't know.
That's probably true. The other thing that I was thinking too is like I had a 2004 Nissan Frontier truck that was rear wheel drive, so there's no weight in the back, right? There's no weight in the back.
Yep, that's about the worst thing about it.
If I can drive that just fine, I think that I can do fine with this car front wheel drive with the engine in the front. I don't think it's going to be a problem.
I'm sure it's not going to be a problem.
My mom's little 2009 Toyota Prius does just fine in the snow. And in fact, I would even argue that it does better than my truck does. Actually, way better.
I mean, my Insight, which is, I guess, kind of like a Prius, did pretty much the same.
This is a really small picture, but something like that.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's basically the same thing. The previous owner, despite being apparently a Florida resident in the summer, or maybe it was the winter, I don't know, praying for every option except air-conditioned seats in Florida. Can you believe that?
Okay, so let's talk features, right? Because I said it came with like all the features, right?
Yeah, I bet that's got a lot of cool things.
It does.
I bet it's got that. Oh, I drove the company car for the last company sometimes, and man, that radar cruise control, that was an ace feature. I wanted that in my car. I don't have it. Next one, well, I mean, they put that standard in pretty much everything these days. But,
I don't know. So adaptive cruise control is what that is.
That's a sweet feature.
And yes, my vehicle very much does have adaptive cruise control. I've used it a couple times. It is freaking awesome. When I go down to our other location next month, you bet.
Yeah, they practically drive themselves on the highway.
Yeah, you bet that I am going to that's going to be one of the first things I turn on.
Mine won't do that though. It has a lane keeping system, but it won't. It'll complain if it has to make too many corrections.
Lane departure.
Yeah, it has that, but it will come sit there and complain like, you need to actually drive, idiot. Oh, okay.
So
Darn.
mine also has mine also has lane departure awareness, right? So if I start to move outside of the lines, it will vibrate the steering wheel. Blind spot detection. There's a light on either side.
Oh yeah, I got that at least.
That does that. Backup camera, which is
shoulder anymore.
Yeah.
Right.
Backup camera, which is pretty standard on vehicles.
That is required on 2014 and newer, I think.
Oh, is it? Okay.
It's literally required by the
Highway and Safety HSA, Highway and Safety Administration.
No, the F something.
I don't know. Federal something.
Federal whatever, Bureau of whatever, probably. I know that from when I was looking for mine.
Okay, interesting. I just knew that was pretty standard on cars these days. It also has a 360 camera on it.
Now that's cool. I would like that.
Which is really neat when you're backing up.
I want the ones. Okay, when you're pulling forward, you don't know how far to go, right? I mean, they got the sensor.
I haven't used it for that. Yeah, so mine has collision awareness.
Oh well, yeah, whatever. Well, of course.
Front and back. So like if I'm backing up and I'm about to smack into something, the thing will go. It'll start beeping at me. Same thing if I'm about to smack into something, from the front, it'll freak out on me. I have not experienced this yet, and I hope to not experience it. Let's see. Remote start, which is becoming more common on vehicles these days, but especially in our climate. Definitely a feature that was like the one feature in a car that I was not willing to not have.
You can just add that on for a couple $100, though. It's not like you...
And I did that with the truck. And here's the thing about it, though.
You got those companies that have those stupid, subscriptions to features like that. Are you having to do anything like that? Okay,
so here's what's up, right? So, Nissan offers an app for that vehicle. It comes included for 5 months or something like that, right? After that, if I want to continue using the app, I think it's and they've got a couple different options. I can either go with the convenience package or the security package, or I can do both. And like on their own, they're like 80. If you combine them, it's like 120 or something like that. So,
for how much month?
No, for the entire year. I don't. I've used the app like a couple times just because I have it available. But honestly, it really doesn't do anything that I can't do with the fob.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. That seems a little...
Well, okay, so you have to...
I hate that subscription crap. You spend how much and you don't even get this crap included? Really? That's ridiculous.
I think here's the thing, though, is the cost for the service... Obviously, it's a service, right? But...
whatever. It probably costs them pennies and they're a gajillion-dollar company.
That's true. They're using that money to subsidize the connectivity down to the vehicle, right? Because it works over the internet. Oh yeah, that's right. If I really want to, I can turn my car into a moving Wi-Fi hotspot.
Oh, that's kind of a useless feature, though. I mean, I carry that in my pocket.
It would be nice if you had kids, right, and you were going on a long road trip, and they had tablets. Plug your phone into the outlet, and Wi-Fi hotspot. Boom. Yeah. So I mean, for that, so I totally don't intend to use that. It's got Sirius XM capabilities. Again, comes included with it. Not gonna use that.
Who uses that in 2022? I carry the entire music library, YouTube, and
people,
Spotify, and everything.
Older people, Zach,
in my pocket.
Yes, no. A lot of those things are geared towards older people, I think.
Boomer technology.
So I have my phone, which I plug in with my USB cable, and then I have Android Auto, which
I'd like that. Yeah, I don't have that.
It's awesome.
Really? Okay. Darn.
It's basically an extension of your phone, but on a touch screen.
I kind of know how it goes. I don't have it. The Ford touch system of that generation is not the best. It's actually got a resistive screen, which is not the best, I will say. It's not the greatest. It's a bit slow. It's a bit clunky.
So Android Auto is actually pretty awesome.
That aside, it's mega comfy.
The only improvement I would say, and maybe it is on other vehicles. So I have, what would they call it? A D-pad, the up, down, left, and right.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I have one of those, on my steering wheel, right?
Mm-hmm.
Along with all the other buttons and things like that come, packed in steering wheels. But I wish you could navigate through the screen using that as opposed to having to necessarily always touch it.
Yeah, that'd be nice, yeah.
That would be, in some cases, a lot more helpful. So there is that. Of course, I can do just standard Bluetooth if I want to. But after kind of plugging in Android Auto a couple times, it's pretty nice.
What kind of apps does it support? Like, what if I have, I don't use YouTube. Because, you can stream music off of YouTube, right? But I use a different app that does that.
I don't know. So I'm only using Spotify.
Other apps that aren't, officially sanctioned.
I don't know how that works. I'm using Spotify, and so...
I don't want to pay for that.
You don't necessarily have to pay for Spotify. You can
or
go
listen to crap commercials.
Yeah, so anyway. I don't know. I haven't played.
Actually, uBlock will block those in the browser, which I use, and that's lovely.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure. I don't know. I've had Spotify for years, and that's what I use. Put all my music in there and plug it in the car and good to go.
Started using Plex a little bit for music. It's not bad, but it could be better, I would say.
Yeah, I like Spotify too much. What else? So it's got the leather interior in it, it's not actual leather.
For the maxed out model, it better have at least the fake leather. I mean,
yeah, it's like the fake leather.
What's the difference between fake and real anyway? Does it really matter?
Moolah. Which means,
besides money, okay, fine, yeah, one's more expensive, but who cares?
Which means
that's like people who buy those overpriced like Yeezy shoes or whatever that are like literally the same as the clones, but they buy the overpriced ones because it's the real one. Like, okay, whatever.
Anyway, so what that means is heated seats.
Better have those,
which I love. Oh, and a heated steering wheel.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's the. Yes. Great feature. I have it. It's great. I'll miss it if I ever don't have it.
Yeah, I will too. When I remote start it, it automatically sets the temperature in the vehicle to like it adapts to what the conditions are. So figures out what the temperature is outside, because obviously it can read that. And so like in the summer, it'll turn on the AC and cool the vehicle off. In the winter, it will turn the heat on, make it nice and warm. So that's kind of a neat feature. I don't have to remember to set anything. I just start it.
Yeah, I have to set mine, but I mean, it's not really a factor in my opinion.
Yeah,
I guess.
I had to do that with the truck.
Because like you probably had it on already. Oh, whatever.
I do, because it was already on from remote starting it, and
it's a cool feature, though. I will give you that.
Yeah, it's just one of those neat adaptive things. Yeah, I'm trying to think anything else. Honestly, one of my favorite features of my brand new car, is honestly the button on the outside that allows me to lock and unlock it.
Oh yeah, mine got that too. Super cool. It's got this like capacitive thing in the door handle or whatever.
Yeah, mine doesn't have that specifically.
The key holder, you put your hand in the door and it opens. It's like wham. It's so cool.
Yeah, my mom's Prius has that. Mine, I physically have to hit a button on.
I want that on my next car too.
But yeah, trying to think, are there any?
But screw digging around in your pocket to fish out those buttons. Screw that.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Oh, this is a really neat one. So it's got an auto hold brake on it. So when I come up to a stoplight, right?
Oh, you just push it down and then okay.
As long as I stop for a couple seconds, I can take my foot off the brake and the car will sit there all day long.
That's pretty neat.
I did it on a hill yesterday, and so I came up to the hill, top of the hill. There was a stop sign there, and then there was a car that came by, and I was like, "Cool." I just took my foot off the brake and it just sat there, and then when it was time for me to go, I put my foot on the gas and it took off. So yeah, that's a really neat feature, especially like if you're in like a drive-through or something like that. Like, as long as you come to a complete stop, you can just sit there. No problems whatsoever. Obviously the auto braking and things like that, it's got all that. Oh, and then the sound system, which is tuned by Bose, and sounds amazing.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't really know how to judge mine. I mean, it just sounds. I guess it sounds fine. I don't know. I mean, they put Sony branding all over theirs.
I'm sure it's probably decent.
It probably is at least okay.
I have the bass turned up just a little bit, and it bumps. We'll put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could get it to bump. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. It sounds fine, I guess. I guess I've never experienced.
I also DJ'd for years too, so like I very much appreciate.
I don't know what a killer vehicle sound system sounds like.
I very much appreciate it. Let's put it this way: it doesn't sound like a stock sound system. It sounds way better than that.
You.
Yeah. So they put speakers in the driver's headrest.
Okay, I don't think I have those. We'll say that.
Yeah, that was kind of a neat, like, interesting thing. So yeah, just a lot of like. So yeah, when you consider, right? So everything total, I think I'm in about like 30, like overall, right? For the purchase price of this vehicle, a little over 30, right? So when you consider all that, and the fact that it's brand new, and the fact that I have a full lifetime warranty bumper to bumper on, almost everything on the car, yeah, I was like, what else am I going to find where I can have all of that for that price? So, and for what I'm looking for, and for what I was looking for in a vehicle, checked all the boxes. So yeah. Anyway, anything fun real quick in tech news? That is what this show is technically, but thought I saw like Microsoft did something dumb, which is usually true.
Yeah. In a company like that, so big, somebody's doing something dumb there. You just know it. Same with, Google and Apple and all the other guys.
Oh my goodness. Here you go, Zach. If you're an IT admin and you've always wanted to send messages to your Windows users, Microsoft is opening up a new option soon. IT admins will soon be able to send organizational messages to Windows 11 PCs, and they can appear on a lock screen desktop or above the taskbar. It's like
this is terrible.
Push notifications for your computer.
If I were a user and somebody did that to me, I would be very angry and very annoyed, especially if it were a joke.
Yep. With the shift to hybrid workplaces, we can see that organizations...
Why do they need the ability to do that? Don't they have a stupid corporate chat app to send me stuff on?
Yeah, right? So here's what Microsoft is saying, right? With the shift to hybrid workplaces, we can see that organizations need to better connect with employees in a way that is tailored to individual stations.
They need to better connect with employees. Really? I thought the whole point of working from home is that you don't have to connect like 24/7 at the hip with your employer.
In a future release, we will enable IT to target specific users with organizational messages that can appear on Windows surfaces, such as a lock screen desktop or above the taskbar. The only thing that I could actually see this being useful for in our environment right now is for telling people to restart their computers.
Oh, I'm sure that's going to be the number one use for this.
Hey, restart your computer.
I mean, if this message can be ignored, then...
Oh, here you go, Zach. IT admins can configure these messages in Microsoft Endpoint Manager.
I might use that.
And customize how messages appear, who sees them, and how frequently they appear. A company logo can appear alongside the message, and they can also include web links to company URLs. These can be useful for training materials or as a quick blast to alert employees to something company-wide. Yeah, just use, I don't know, email? It's been around forever?
Yeah, like, we've been doing that for how long? Hey, did you see the mass email sent out company-wide? Oh, yeah, I did. Oh, cool.
I got a phishing email today.
The thing is, okay, like, yeah, you could argue that, oh, well, people can just ignore their emails. Well, yeah, and they can ignore this crap, too.
Yeah. No, I checked my email earlier today.
This is inconsequential.
Right.
Nobody's going to...
No, so I'm checking.
Somebody will use it, but
yeah,
whatever. It's not really consequence. Like, okay, it's a thing now. Great.
So I'm checking my email today, right? Because when tickets come in, they come into my email, right? So I'm checking to make sure I haven't missed anything. And yeah, there's an email from my CEO of our company.
Was it a KnowBe4 email?
I thought it was our security office messing with us, or not messing with, but sending out a phishing email for the month. But no, I think it was actually a real one.
We use KnowBe4. Actually, all three. Okay, my current job, my last job, and the one before that, all three use KnowBe4.
No, we do not use KnowBe4. They keep calling us though, which is hilarious.
Maybe that's how they got all three of those companies to use it.
Because I keep seeing on the phone when it rings, it just says KnowBe4.
Oh, okay, great. I'm going to, now that I know beforehand who's calling, I'm going to ignore
Oh, that's a funny story. I'll tell you that in a second.
They want my money.
So, oh yeah, I told you about that, but hang on, we'll circle back around to that in a second. No, we use something called Cofence.
Never heard of that.
Yeah. I don't know what the back end looks like or anything like that or what they do, but I know that our security team does send out phishing emails every month. And when you get one of the generated ones from them, it will tell you, hey, congratulations, you found a phishing email. But in this case, I was like, okay, this is clearly a phishing email, right? And I'm like, this looks exactly like something that the security team would come up with, right? They would send out. So I'm like, all right. And normally when I see these emails, I just click the Cofence button and call it a day. It's like, hey, congratulations. Like, cool, awesome, bye. Right? This one I clicked it and I didn't see the okay message that said, or like the, hey, congratulations, right? And I'm like, oh, must actually be a real one. Report.
Yeah, it almost makes you wonder, like, sometimes you wonder, like, those things are actually real. Interesting.
I get one.
I mean, I've seen a billion phishing emails.
I get one in my TechBee Media. I get one in my TechBee Media email account once every couple months or so. It's the exact same message. It's like, hey, we found compromising like pictures or video of you or something like that. Please send this amount of money in Bitcoin. Otherwise, we will release this to like your entire like, you know, contact book or something like, or, you know, address book or whatever. Which is hilarious that they keep sending them over and over and over again as if they're going to get me at some point.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, have you not realized that I just like, and this has been going on for like over a year at this point, I think. It's just like, what are you doing? And I know oh, and the best part is that the email comes from myself.
Yeah.
Which
yourself. I'm going to blackmail you.
Which,
like, okay.
Well, no. It comes from my email address, right?
Yeah.
And the best part is that I know that it is a completely bogus email, not coming from inside of my email program, because it is using just plain, or it's not encrypted, and I know that I have the back end set up with encrypted emails or whatever, like secure emails or whatever it is. So the yeah, it doesn't add up, and I'm just like, whatever, delete. Part of me kind of wants to somewhat try to trace it back and just like be like, I don't know. I think it would be kind of fun, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. Yeah. So anyway, there goes Zach. You're somebody high up your company is going to be like, hey, we need to send a company-wide like message out to everybody. We need you guys to configure this.
Well, they won't tell it to me. They'll tell it to my manager, and if he wants me to do it, he'll ask me to do it. So whatever.
How big is your entity that you work for?
Worth more than $1 billion.
Okay, so they're like national, kind of.
Yes.
Okay. See, okay, so here's the thing about my particular entity, is that while we have a decent presence in the current area here, right, and in our other location, and then in our office in China, which is technically a separate business, but anyway, like, we're a decent-sized company, but we're not huge, which means that, I get to see our executives like pretty regularly and have conversations with them and stuff like that. I walked in today. I started my day here at 8, and then went into the office at 9, and I walked upstairs to my office, and the president of our company was talking with somebody else, and like had a quick, conversation with him about a couple things, and yeah. So, which is funny when you think of executives, because yeah, you think of these like, they don't really they don't necessarily always seem very personable or approachable. And our executives are not anything like that. So, kind of neat. But yeah, anyway. The heck happened here? Oh, I clicked on a different button that I intended to click on. Cool. All right. I think that is it. We're going to call it a show for today. So, thanks for joining us. If you enjoyed our show, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, thumbs down, I think, still there. Yeah, it just doesn't show how many anymore. Whatever. Anyway,